Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited about this video because it's a Steven Universe song bracket. I chose 32 random songs mostly from the original series and the movie, but there is, I think, just one song from Steven Universe Future that's in there because I really like it. So by the end of it, I'll have my favorite song, and if you want to screenshot the bracket, go ahead and fill it out, and you could send it to me on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever, because I'd really like to see the way that you guys choose everything too. But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty long video, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first two songs on the bracket are the extended theme song and then Change. So the extended theme song is obviously iconic. Everybody knows it if you've even heard of Steven Universe. And then Change is from the movie. And the thing about Change is that it is one of my favorite Steven songs. Obviously there are a lot of Steven songs before this, but I feel like this is the first one to me that super stood out for him, and I was like, damn, Steven, okay, that's a good song. And I think it's also just one of those songs that I don't know, Steven Universe has such a way of making you feel like you learn something with each episode, and I feel like it is one of those songs that kind of makes you feel it taught you something. And then the theme song is just obviously so cute. It has baby Steven, and it shows a little bit of everybody's story and how they progressed. But I'm gonna have to give it to Change. I just think it's a really good song from the movie, and it shows, how Steven has changed and how he really does believe in everybody. So yeah, I like that song. So yeah, moving on. The next two songs are Lapis Lazuli and Distant Shore, and I thought it was funny that these were paired together just because one is by Lapis and then one is about Lapis. But Lapis Lazuli is from the episode The Message, I believe, and it's the episode where they're getting the Wailing Stone, and he sings this little song about her to with his dad, and I don't know, I love the tune of it so much. And yeah, I think it's a really cute little catchy song. And then Distant Shore, I know, is I think it was Lapis's first solo song, full song, and it was more towards the end of the original series, and it was just super emotional. And I love Lapis songs because I don't know, there's something very calming about her singing voice, and just she has a way of very softly singing these super intense emotional songs that I really like. So yeah, I'm gonna have to choose Distant Shore for this one, just because Lapis Lazuli is pretty catchy, but Distant Shore is just, I feel a better song. And yeah, the next songs are I Can Never Be Ready versus Strong in the Real Way. So I Can Never Be Ready is a song, it was a winter special from a little Steven bomb that they dropped, I believe. And it was an episode where they were showing how everybody was reacting to little baby Steven, and I think this song really wrapped up how everybody was feeling really nicely, and it was super emotional. I just remember really liking the song when it was playing, not only because it was just a cute song, but I have a really soft spot for Greg songs. I don't know what it is. I love his music. I love every song that they have with him in it. And yeah, that song was just so cute, and it really it's like another song like that, it makes you feel like you learned something, because he's just singing about how, like, you know, like, things end and things change, and like in theory it's great, but like, you know, like we're still figuring it out. And I mean, maybe it's not like advice, but it does make you feel like, I don't know, like I felt that, you know. I don't know. But then Strong in the Real Way is the same thing. Like, you know, you feel that, you relate to it, and it's also like everything that Pearl is about as a character, and that's really cool. So I really like that song, and I feel like it's a pretty iconic song, in the sense that, like, I've seen people with like tattoos of it and all of this stuff. I don't know. I like that episode, and I like that song, but I have to give it to I Can Never Be Ready. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Greg fan in me, or just because I feel like I was more emotionally attached to that song, I guess. But yeah, I'm letting that one move on. So the next one is Isn't It Love versus Stronger Than You. And I thought that this one was weird that it was paired up again, because they're both Garnet songs. Isn't It Love? I really love that song. It's from the movie too, and it's like when Ruby and Sapphire fuse again for the first time, like after they forgot everything. And it's really cool because you got to like experience, you know, Garnet with them for the first time again. And it was really cool. And it kind of like alluded back to the episode The Answer, when, you know, when Garnet was telling Steven everything, and I think Something Entirely New was from that episode. And Something Entirely New was kind of, it was sung by Ruby and Sapphire, so it was more from like their point of view. But I feel like Isn't It Love is kind of from Garnet's point of view, which I think is like super cool, because it's like sung by Estelle and everything. And I don't know, I really like that song. I think it, like, the aesthetics for it when it was playing was just beautiful. And yeah, and then, but it's again Stronger Than You, which, you know, it's like, that's like a super, super iconic song from the series. And it was like the first, I mean, it was like the first little piece of Steven Universe that I've ever seen. Before I even watched the series at all, I think I stumbled across it on YouTube or something, and I watched it, and I obviously didn't know what fusion was, so I wasn't spoiled that bad, but like, I did know that Garnet was a fusion before I even watched the series. But yeah, like, I don't know, I saw Strong in the Real Way, and it introduced me to the series, so I kind of have that to like thank it for. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to go with Isn't It Love. I just I don't know, I like it as a song more personally. So then next is Stick by Stick, which is by Rainbow Quartz 2.0 in Steven Universe Future, and it's against What Can I Do, which is by Rose Quartz. And this is also interesting that they were paired together, because in What Can I Do you see Rainbow Quartz, and then Stick by Stick is actually sung by Rainbow Quartz, but Steven's version. And this one is like super hard for me. This is probably the hardest one so far to pick between, because Stick by Stick is my favorite song right now. Like, when I saw that episode, I don't know, it's so catchy. It's like I could picture myself just like cleaning my house to it all the time. I have been cleaning my house to it all the time. It's just, I'm humming it all the time. It's just like super cute. It's just like one of those songs that like is a relatable again, you know, like Stick by Stick, it kind of just reminds me of like life. You're just doing it one stick at a time, just, you know. And I think it shows pretty well how Rainbow Quartz's personality kind of changes with Steven rather than Rose. like, because they're very, like, caring, like, this, like, babysitter type, like, figure, rather than, in What Can I Do, you kind of see Rainbow Quartz as more of this, like, I mean, maybe it's just me, but, like, I see her as this, like, sexy, like, figure, and that's more, like, Pearl and Rose Quartz, and Rose Quartz's vibe is more, like, romantic and, like, flirty and stuff, and, yeah, but that's the thing that I like about What Can I Do, is just because it is such, like, it's such a sexy song, it's so good, it, like, you know, it shows this, like, pretty much this, like, alien babe just being like, I really like playing with you little humans, and then this human, like, I mean, Greg giving, like, this, like, guitar solo that's just so, like, it sounds so passionate just because it seems, like, improvised and, like, nervous, and almost like he's just, like, trying to show off to this, like, beautiful, like, creature that's in front of him. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's, like, a really, like, beautiful song. And honestly, like, if anybody was just like, hey, what's your favorite Steven Universe song, like, on the street randomly, I, like, would have said What Can I Do. Just, I don't know, just because it's, like, it has been my, like, my quotation, like, favorite song for a while, I don't know, but, Sick by Sick is, like, my recent favorite, so putting them together is kind of hard to choose between, but I would say, What Can I Do? Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, I'd pick What Can I Do. So next would be, Who We Are versus Other Friends. So Who We Are is from the movie, and so is Other Friends, but Who We Are is by Bismuth, and I really like this song because Bismuth's, like, sound has this, like, bass, and it's just, like, a super, like just badass version of the Crystal Gems theme song. And I have this song to thank for, like, my favorite little screen cap from, I mean, not even just the movie, just from the series, like, in general, of Lapis and Peridot and Bismuth, like, posing all cute together. I love that little screen cap, and it's during this song, so I have to give it credit where credit is due. I don't know, like, it's cool because it, like, made me emotional, even though it is such, like a hardcore-ish, like, song. And yeah, I don't know, it just made me happy, like, thinking that they had a little theme song, and, you know, they were all like just there for Steven, and I don't know, I really liked that scene in the movie. But of course, Other Friends is just, you know, it's that song from the movie, and it's just, like, it's so good, it's so catchy. I listened to it literally 100 times. Like, I was just listening to it in the car, at work, like, I didn't care, I was listening to it all the time, and it was just, like, always stuck in my head. And I was watching the I think it was from Comic-Con, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sarah was, like, performing it live during one of their panels, and she is just, like, I don't know, she's so powerful. like she has just, like, this Broadway energy to her. It was so great, and I just love that song. So as much as I was so happy to see Bismuth, like, have a song and all this stuff, and, like, you know, see the other Crystal Gems and everything, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Other Friends, just because it is, I don't know, like, Spinell's sound and, like, everything is just so good. I don't know, I just have to. Alright, Other Friends it is. Okay, so the next one is Let's Only Think About Love versus Both of You. So Let's Only Think About Love is from Garnet's wedding episode, and then Both of You is from Mr. Greg. And my thing about these, like, both of these songs is I don't think that, I mean, personally, neither of them are, like, my favorites, like, in any sort. I don't know. I feel like their episodes are, like, more memorable than the songs that are, like, right here, you know? So it's like, Let's Only Think About Love. Like, I love that episode because of Garnet's wedding, but it is, like, a good song. I don't know. Like, listening to it back, I love it. It just wasn't, like, super memorable to me. And then Both of You, it's like, yeah, I mean, right before that was It's Over, Isn't It? And let's be honest, like, that was a great song that kind of, like, overshadowed the rest. I mean, I guess maybe that's just me personally, in my opinion, but I don't know. When it comes down to it, I think Both of You did still stick out a little bit more to me. I like the aesthetic of the video, and like Steven was, like, playing the piano, and I don't know, I really like those, like, slower songs. Like, I really like when Steven sings slower songs. His voice just, like, sounds really nice during them. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would definitely choose that one. Yeah, I'm going with that one. Both of You. So then next is Love Like You, and then What's the Use of Feeling Blue? So Love Like You is the end credit song, and I don't know, I really liked it. I always really liked it. I love Rebecca's, like, singing voice, and I actually bought the vinyl when it came out, when it was like one side of the vinyl was Love Like You, and then one was Stronger Than You, and then it was like a Garnet vinyl, so Amethyst was on one side, and then, I mean, not Amethyst, Sapphire and Ruby. And then yeah, so I got that vinyl, like, specifically for Love Like You, because I don't know, I just love it, and I love Rebecca's singing voice. I know I said that already, but I really like it, and I just think it's really cute because like, you know, when it was coming out, like, piece by piece, there were a lot of, like, debates about who was singing it and who they were singing it to, and it's cool because it does work with, like, a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different relationships, and they all make sense, and it just shows, I think, like, the depth of just, you know, just, I mean, how Rebecca is, like, writing these songs, and, like, I think it was just, like, the perfect song to put at the end, and if it does apply to any of them, like, that's just genius, and, you know, it's just really good. But What's the Use of Feeling Blue is also really good. I love that. That probably didn't sound too much like it if you know anything about, like, notes and stuff, but that melody is just so good. I'll get it stuck in my head all the time, and you know, it came out when it was, like, that Steven bomb where, like, everything was just about the diamonds, and we were all like, oh my god, like, and, you know, we were meeting Blue, and she was taking us to the zoo and, like, all of his stuff, and then we get a song by the diamond on top of that. Like, that was crazy, and just, it showed a lot about Yellow's character, I think, about just like, how headstrong she is, and how she also, like, is just, like, avoiding, like, feeling or thinking about it and stuff, and, like, just how emotional Blue is. And I don't know, I think it was a good song. I love the song, so I'm gonna have to go with Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart. Yep, I'm going with it. Next is Peace and Love on Planet Earth versus Familiar. So Peace and Love is by Peridot, and it was, like, when she first started joining the Crystal Gems, and yeah, it's a super cute song because she was, like, just learning music, and I really love that part where she's like, I think you're all insane, but I guess I am too, and, like, it's just super cute, and it's, like, cute seeing her, like see what music is, and, like, figure it out and sing this little song, but also, like, see what's going on in her mind, like, as she's, like, adapting to, like, staying here, and, like, learning to, like, accept the crystal gems and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's cute. And at the time, I'm pretty sure that Peridot was my favorite gem. No, I think it was Lapis. Well, no, yeah. I think Lapis was, but Peridot was high up there. I remember loving her when she first came, and when she called Steven a pebble, I was just like, damn, I love you. But I mean, it is against familiar, and if I'm being honest, this was another song that for some reason when I watched the episode, it like didn't, I don't know if it just didn't register with me, or like if I just like brushed it off, or I don't know what, but like for some reason it wasn't like memorable to me. But then I'm listening to it again for this, and I'm like, wow, like that's a good song. And it's like, it's, you know, really revealing of how connected Steven is to like Pink and Rose, like more kind of than we thought for the first time. And yeah, I don't know, I think it was cool. It shows him more as like a kind of like a reincarnation that could like tap into like their past life, like remember it. I don't know. Like maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but like I don't know, I like the song. I like that he like can pick up on that, and I liked that episode. And yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to go with Peace and Love, just because I think it's overall it kind of just like stuck with me more, and I love Peridot, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one. Alright, next is The Working Dead, and It's Over, Isn't It? So I am like extremely passionate about It's Over, Isn't It? It's like one of my favorite songs. I love that episode. But The Working Dead, I'm also very passionate about Sadie Killers and the Suspects. But I mean, like I said, with this recent episodes and stuff, I know I have to work past it and you know, like move on with Steven and everybody else. But The Working Dead, I don't know, I really liked that song. I loved that episode where, you know, like Sadie is just like, you know, she's just like accepted into their friend group and everything. I don't know, it's cool. Well, I mean, I guess she was more accepted during the potluck, but you know, like that scene where they're like walking down into her basement and she's still like nervous about like people seeing everything that she's like into, and then they're like, oh no, this is cool. Like, that's what I mean. They're just, it's a cool little friend group, and I don't know, I was really excited about their band and everything. But It's Over, Isn't It? It's just, I remember when it came out, like, just the aesthetic of it, the animation of that episode as a whole, but specifically that scene is just so beautiful. Like, just, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. Like, the background and the way she's dancing, and like just Pearl in her like beautiful tuxedo. It's just, it's so good. And I just remember telling everybody to listen to it, like just showing my friends and being like, if you aren't watching this show, like, this is why you have to, like, please. And I just remember, like, I know that there were a lot of episodes before that like gave insight into Pearl's like relationship with Rose and everything, but I remember listening to the song and just being like, damn, like, you've been through a lot. And like just kind of like finally just understanding Pearl, and she became one of my favorite characters. And yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go with It's Over, Isn't It? I just think it's an amazing song. I think it's like beautiful, and the scene is beautiful. It deserves it. So next is two more from the movie, and it's Drift Away versus Independent Together. And Drift Away is, oh my god, it's so sad. Again, with Sarah, she was like performing it in that video of Comic-Con that I was watching again, and she's so great, and the way she's singing it is just so amazing. Like, she just has such a great like voice, and I mean, I don't know if she's like an actual singer, but just as like a voice actor, like, she's just amazing at portraying like emotion. And this song is just so sad. I can't watch it without like literally crying. And I remember like Cartoon Network tweeted and was just like, jam out to our soundtrack, and then put this video underneath it, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not jamming, I'm crying. And yeah, it's so good. But Independent Together, guys, I just have to say, there are like literally layers to how good this song is. It's one of those songs that, like, you know, you come out of it and you're just like, I learned something about healthy relationships and what it means to be independent, but like, you know, still be close to people, and like, I don't know, just like, it's just so beautiful. It like takes these like emotions and like thoughts and ideas and like almost like simplifies it in a way that like kids can understand, and yeah, that you could put into like a catchy song that's like really good. And I know it's not technically part of the song, but the little like part called Let's Duet on the soundtrack is, and like it starts Independent Together, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's like it's Greg and Steven doing a duet, but the way the guitar sounds, like they start as like two separate sounds, and then they literally come together, and they're like literally fusing the sound before the actual fusion like happens, and then it turns into, you know, just one song by Steg himself. And I don't know, it's just like, like, it's so good. It's one of those songs that I really do feel like it just shows that Rebecca is like a master of like her craft and just what she's doing. And I don't know, I really like it. And in the animation, you know, we get to see Opal, and she's part of it for a little bit at the end. And you get to see, Steg like turns pink, and like when she Pearl, I don't know why I just forgot her name, oh my god, but like when she's like lift off the ground, Steg is like pink, so it kind of like hints, I think, at like Steven being able to like tap into that like pink power, you know, that he does in like the little homeschool episode when he's like fighting Jasper and turns pink and all of that. Like Steg is pink in that episode, so I don't know if that is like a theory or anything that anybody's talking about, but it is interesting. I don't know. And anyway, I am gonna have to pick Independent Together. I know Drift Away is like super emotional and beautiful, but I'm gonna have to give it to Independent Together because I think it's just beautiful in its own way. It's just on another level of like just thought, and like, I don't know, it's a great song. So yeah, next is Do It For Her versus Full Disclosure. Both of these are like, I don't know, their episodes were so good at like showing just how much Steven cares for Connie. And again, I think it's weird that they were like paired together because of this reason. I mean, I know Do It For Her is more about Pearl, and it shows her like depth of her relationship with Rose again, and kind of just like her mental state that she was in, and what exactly she hasn't like healed because she's like teaching Connie to do it and all this stuff. So it was an emotional episode for Pearl, but you know, like Steven listened to it and was like, oh my god, what am I getting Connie into? And that's pretty much what Full Disclosure is all about, is because it was the first episode of the second season, and he's just realizing how intense everything got, you know, and then he's just like oh my god, like, I can't just have Connie go through all of this. Like, why am I gonna have friends and, like, all of this stuff? And, I think, yeah, that's just, like, super emotional. I remember it, like, being stuck in my head when it came out. I think, I don't know. I think as a song, I like Do It For Her better. I don't know. I really like Full Disclosure. I really liked that episode as a whole, but yeah, as a song, I'm gonna have to choose Do It For Her. I really liked it. Once again, I love Pearl's music. It's just so graceful. Like, there's just something about it that's, I mean, it's just, that's just Pearl. She is just graceful. So her music is, of course, graceful too. And it's just so, like, it's so deep, even though it's like, I don't know. it is. She has so much depth to her, kind of like Lapis, where it's like, these like super emotional songs, but they make it sound so like effortless and like all of this stuff. So the next one is Disobedient versus No Matter What. And Disobedient is from Sadie Killer and the Suspects, from the movie again. And I just love that song. I was listening to it like all the time again, kind of like Other Friends, just 100 times at work, all this stuff. And I think, if you've ever worked a crummy service job, like Steven said in the movie, like, I think you'll understand this song and like why it's so relatable. And I don't know, it's another one of those songs, like, I could listen to it in the car driving somewhere, and I don't know, I just love it. But No Matter What is such a cute song. I sing this to my dogs all the time, and I think it's such a cute, like, friend song, and I love Steven and Amethyst's friendship and everything. So I thought that was just such a cute part in the movie when they were singing that. But I'm gonna have to go with Disobedient. I think it's like so relatable, and to me it's just such a good song. And it showed a lot of like Sadie's character development, which I think is super cool, because it's like, they're still able to like have such well-rounded, like, even like background characters in this series. And I don't know, I just think that's super cool. So yeah, I love Disobedient. Nice. Okay. So next is Comet versus Something Entirely New. And like I was talking about Something Entirely New before, I think it's just, it's one of those songs you get to experience what Ruby and Sapphire are experiencing. And I think that they are just so cute, and it's cool seeing their like little conversation of like, what it feels like, and just like speaking to each other, communicating for the first time, kind of like going through their feelings, and just realizing that that they're together, and this is new, and that doesn't exactly mean bad, it just means exciting and beautiful in its own way, and like all of this stuff. So yeah, I really like that song. But then Comet is, I don't know, the only thing, like it's Greg, and like I've said, just Greg, he just, I don't know, he could release an album and I would buy it, like, honestly. And I don't know, I love that song. I loved, like, seeing episodes of, like, younger Greg doing music and playing concerts and stuff. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to give it to Something Entirely New. I like Comet, but I think Something Entirely New has more, like, meaning and everything. It just kind of, I don't know, it as a whole for like the series, I think it sticks out a little bit more. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so next is Haven't You Heard versus Here Comes a Thought. So Here Comes a Thought is like that ultimate therapy song. I've tweeted once that this song has just done wonders for my mental health, because it really is just like a good song that like reminds you to stay grounded, and that like thoughts come in and out, like, and it's more likely you overthinking that's like making things worse than like what's actually like what you're dealing with. And yeah, like, I don't know, I think it's a really good song. I think it's just another one of those songs that like makes something so difficult more digestible for people, and it's just beautiful. And I think it's beautiful that they have Garnet singing it to Stevani, so you have that little like session where Stevani's like learning how to be a fusion, but more of like a fusion that is a relationship with Garnet, like more than the other fusions, I guess. I don't know, it's just it's really good, because I don't know, it shows you like not only how to like be peaceful with yourself but with others, and and just like how to deal with your mind, and almost like meditation. I don't know, it's beautiful. But Haven't You Heard is, it's beautiful too. Like, it's a really cute song. I think it showed a lot about like Sadie, that she was like more than just like this average, like town girl, I guess. Like, it showed that she was like just, I don't know, just like this cute girl with like, like she has hobbies and she picks up interests, and we found out that she likes singing, and it was just it was super cute. And I liked that episode. I liked that Steven was the one that ended up singing it in the end, so you get to hear Sadie sing it, and then you get to hear Steven sing it, and it's just like, it's super cute. But I'm gonna have to give it to Here Comes a Thought, just because it's more meaningful. I think it's just beautiful. I love Stevani's voice. I of course love Estelle's voice for Garnet. I think Stevani is Ali Mashaka, I believe. I might not even be pronouncing that right, but I don't know, her voice is beautiful. I don't know, I love that song, so I'm choosing that one. Okay, so now that we've gone through all of the songs, now I'm just gonna go through, and we've talked about them, so I don't really have to like debate too much about choosing choosing through them, so that way the bracket can get smaller until we get the last one. Okay, so let's go back into it. So we have Change versus Distant Shore, and I am gonna have to go with Distant Shore, just because I don't know, like I said, I love Lapis songs. I love her voice. I love just like how emotional it was. I mean, they're both emotional, but I don't know, I feel like there's just something more to Lapis that I relate more to, I think, than I do with Steven as much. But I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Distant Shore. Next is I Could Never Be Ready versus Isn't It Love. And I think I'm gonna have to give it to Isn't It Love, just because I feel like I Could Never Be Ready is more catered toward that episode, I guess, and just more as a song, I like Isn't It Love a little bit more. Then there's What Can I Do versus Other Friends, and for the same type of reasoning, Other Friends kind of, goes more towards the movie, but What Can I Do is more, it's like more something I could just listen to in the car. I love it as a song, and like not just as like a piece of, of a series as much as like Other Friends is. I don't know, I do love Other Friends. I love Spinel, but Rose Quartz and just the fusion in the video, and just, just the whole vibe of it, it's gonna make me have to go with What Can I Do. So next is Both of You versus Love Like You, and this one is finally more of an easy one. I have to go with Love Like You, just because of, things that I talked about before. I think Both of You kind of, it's, less memorable than some of the other songs in its own episode. So, and like Love Like You is it's just great. So I don't know, it has to move on. Next would be Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart versus Peace and Love. And I'm gonna have to go with my man Greg. Let's go with Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart. And then it's Over Isn't It versus Independent Together. And this one, guys, is so hard. Like I said, they're both just like masterpieces of their episodes. And I mean, Independent Together is from the movie, but literally just both. They're just both such masterpieces. I'm gonna have to go with Independent Together. I feel like it just, has that message to it that really sticks with me, and I don't know, I really like it. Then it's Do It For Her versus Disobedient, and I don't know, it's again so hard because I love Pearl, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Disobedient just because it's, again, another song that I could just listen to like in the car or whatever, and Do It For Her is more for the video, and I liked it more for, the episode and the series and to give Pearl's background, but less as just like as a song, I guess. So yeah, Disobedient. And then Something Entirely New versus Here Comes a Thought. I'm just gonna have to give it to Here Comes a Thought because I don't know, it's been there for me. It's been there for me when times were rough and it got me through it, so I owe it one. Okay, so let's keep it going. Here are our top 8. Alright, so next is Distant Shore versus Isn't It Love, and I had to give it to Isn't It Love. I just feel like, I don't know, it left more of an impact. I don't know, I love Lapis and I love that song, but I don't know, Isn't It Love just aesthetically stood out more to me, like during the animation, and then just the song just in my head. I don't know, yeah, it has to go to Isn't It Love. And then What Can I Do versus Love Like You. God, guys, this is where it gets so hard. I don't even know how to choose. Like, What Can I Do has just been my favorite for so long, like I've been saying, but Love Like You I feel like is such an important song just in general. I mean, just like the lyrics just in life are really important, but also important to just all the characters and just the series as a whole. I feel like it really, I don't know, like just ties everything together so nicely. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Love Like You as my favorite. Okay. So then Independent Together versus Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart, and I'm sorry, Greg, but I'm gonna have to give it to Steg. Independent Together has just like clearly been my favorite through all of this. It's one of my favorite from the movies. I mean, clearly it is my favorite from the movies. I mean, thus far. And I don't know, there's just a lot of reasons. I think there's just so much thought that went into it, and yeah, I'm just gonna have to give it to Independent Together. And then Disobedient versus Here Comes a Thought. Again, this is just so hard. I don't know, I'm gonna have to give it to Disobedient. I think just like as a song, like separate, no, I don't know, like both of them are separate from the series, just good songs, but I feel like Disobedient is just more like relatable, and it felt more like, I don't know, just something that I could just like, scream out my window, I guess. Disobedient definitely won that one. So, okay, guys. So now we're on our last 4, and I literally don't know how I'm going to choose between any of these, let alone get to a bottom 2 and then a top 1. But, yeah, let's just recap. We have Isn't It Love, which I feel like is just a genius song because it, like, really wraps up, like, Garnet's character very well. But then there's Love Like You, which I feel like wraps the series up very well. And then Disobedient, I feel like gives insight to just like how good all of them are, like just the Crewniverse at character development, and just like they gave Sadie just this complete turnaround character arc that it just started from like, a girl who had a part-time job to someone who likes singing, and then to, like a famous star. And yeah, it's just, I think that song really embodies like anybody who is artistic and kind of wants to do that too. So yeah. And then Independent Together, I think, is just one of those songs that it kind of wraps up like their therapeutic songs, as I've been saying, of just like, I think it's one of those things that they're really good at, is like teaching people something just about life, but in a really catchy song that we can all just like enjoy and like strive to be like and like have in our lives. So yeah, those are our 4 and why I like them so much. So let's try to pick between them, if that's even possible. So it's Isn't It Love versus Love Like You. And I think just as a song, I don't know, it's so hard because it's literally Estelle versus Rebecca. And I think because they're both, mean so much to, whether it's, a specific character, like Isn't It Love, and then Love Like You, which is like the whole series. Like, they're both so important. But I'm gonna have to give it to Love Like You. There's just something about Rebecca's voice, and like when she's writing songs, and like when you watch videos of her playing them on the ukulele, that just like really touches my heart. That I don't know, I have to give it to Love Like You. I just have to. And then Independent Together versus Disobedient, I have to give it to Independent Together, just because I don't know, it just, like I've been saying, it's just such a beautiful song. It's so well done, and like Disobedient is too, but I feel like it's more for its own reasons, it's really up there. But when it's up against something as like intensely just deep and meaningful as Independent Together, I just have to give it to Steg there. Okay, guys, so here are our top 2, the moment that we've all been waiting for. We are going to figure out my favorite Steven Universe song, at least out of this, like 32 that I've chosen here. Okay, guys, let's just do it. I feel like I'm stalling just because I really don't want to. But it's Love Like You versus Independent Together. And I have to give it to... guys, this is so hard. Okay. No more fooling around. Alright. My answer is Independent Together. Yep, I'm sticking to it. I might regret it, but, in the moment... I have to give it to it. I love it. The guitars, like, meshing together it's just so incredible. And then the song, and, you get Like, it's a, another duet between fusions that I love, and it just has a good, meaningful message, and yeah. Okay. Yep, we did it. I'm sticking to it. It's Independent Together, the winner of this bracket. Yes. Okay, guys, so that was my bracket. Independent Together won for me, but of course, like I said before, you can fill it out and feel free to send it to me. Let me know your opinions and what you would have chose in like any of the brackets, any of the tiers, or just like discuss any other Steven Universe songs in the comments below. If you have a song that you feel like should have belonged on the bracket. I know that there weren't a lot of Steven Universe Future songs in here. They didn't come out when I was like pulling it out of a hat, so yeah, unfortunately. Maybe I could do one specifically for Steven Universe Future, even though Stick by Stick was on here, but it didn't really make it like far onto there, so maybe it will in a specifically Steven Universe Future bracket. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any other brackets and fan art that you guys would like to see me work on in the future and would like to talk about and everything. But yeah, for now, that's all that I have for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!